Hey legends, welcome to the raw cut of my life, no filters, no reshoots. I'm Quinn Delgado, 35, a freelance video editor in Newport Beach, California, where the Pacific crashes like a hype track and palm trees dance in the golden haze of 2025. 6 months ago, I was living a solid indie flick, married to Mason Rivera, a 37-year-old chef whose plates were pure art, with a quirky bungalow, a tight crew, and a rhythm that felt like a well-timed montage. Now I'm solo my love story, burned to ash, and even Tinder randos ghost me faster than a bad Wi-Fi signal. The plot twist, I torched it myself with one fatal fumble, letting my unfiltered rants about Mason's injury blaze out of control when he needed me most. This is the story of how I lost my co-star, my squad, and my script, Buckle Up. It's a wild ride. Picture Orange County's sun-soaked sprawl, salty air surfboards propped against coffee shops, and a vibe that screams, life's a beach. Mason and I had carved out our slice of it. He was the culinary genius, turning local avocados and citrus into dishes that had foodies, raving at his upscale Newport restaurant. I was the video editor, stitching wedding recaps and band promos into cinematic gold from my cluttered home office, the ocean glinting outside. Our life wasn't a Hollywood penthouse dream, but it was ours. Tuesday fish tacos crafted by Mason's hands. Saturday jam sessions with our ride or die pals, Leo and Sophia, and the occasional splurge at South Coast Plaza for a new lens or Nikes. His chef money kept our bungalow afloat, my Prius humming and his Jeep loaded with farmers market hauls. My gigs, they fueled Adobe subscriptions, artisanal cold brews, and gel manicures for client pitches. We were a team, Mason's steady grind, my chaotic hustle. Or so I thought. 3 months ago, the reel jammed. Mason was mid-dinner rush juggling skillets like a maestro when a shelving unit packed with cast iron pans collapsed, pinning him under a steel avalanche. 2 crushed vertebrae. I got the call from Hoag Hospital while tweaking a client's color grade, and my world froze mid-frame. Spinal trauma, nerve damage, chronic pain. The ER doc's words blurred into static. My brain looped one terror: what if he can't cook? Those first weeks, I played the supportive editor, syncing his meds, driving him to PT in Irvine, fluffing pillows, cracking food puns to spark his lopsided smirk. But the workers' comp claim hit a snag, some BS about safety violations, and our savings bled out, devoured by hospital bills, therapy copays, and a clunky mobility scooter we couldn't return. Suddenly, my freelance gigs weren't just passion projects, they were our lifeline. I clocked Mason's every wince, every groan as he shuffled to the fridge, his chef's pride crumbling. Taco nights became microwaved burritos, our vibe soured as rent loomed, and we axed Spotify to save a buck. I was drowning, and Mason's slow recovery felt like a personal betrayal. I started venting to Sophia, my freelance photographer bestie, over iced lattes at a Costa Mesa cafe. Small gripes. At first his PT was dragging, he'd dodge bill talk, but it snowballed. In my home office, I'd toss snark to my Slack crew. My husband's a Michelin star paperweight, now 0 runtime. I wasn't trying to be cruel, I was cracking under the weight of our fading frame. Enter the supporting cast, Leo, Mason's lanky bartender buddy with tattoos and guitar riffs, who'd swing by with beers to lift Mason's spirits, and Tara, Mason's 32-year-old paramedic sister, a firecracker with a protective streak. They were background players until they flipped the script. Work was no escape. I'd landed a big contract editing a docu-series for a streaming platform, a career-defining gig with a tight deadline. My client, a demanding director named Carla, nitpicked every cut, and my inbox overflowed with revisions. I leaned on my assistant editor, Priya, to handle overflow, but I was snappy, my focus shot. "Quinn, you seem off," Priya said one night over Zoom. I brushed it off, but the stress was a vice. The bills hit like a blockbuster explosion. Workers' comp was still stalled, and we were down to ramen and tap water, our savings a ghost. Mason kept muttering, "We'll plate this out," but his voice was thin, his hazel eyes dull. I'd come home from 12-hour edits to find him sprawled on the couch, ice pack in hand, mumbling about pain while our bungalow's future dissolved. I dreaded the silence after gigs. No client noise to drown out the dread. My Slack chats became therapy dumps, hitched to a deleted scene I'd type chugging stale coffee. Sophia got the uncut version at her backyard photo shoot where I cracked that Mason was retired at 37 with a spatula pension. I didn't know he'd overheard Chopped blaring through our thin walls. Later, his stare cut through me sharp as a cleaver. Tara sniffed it out first. She stormed in one night with Thai takeout still in her paramedic scrubs and clocked Mason's slump. "You okay, bro?" she asked her side-eye at me like a laser. I shrugged. "He's fine, just slow," but she wasn't buying it. Slow. "He's busted up, Quinn. You're acting like he's slacking." I bristled. "I'm keeping us afloat, lady." But her glare shut me up. Leo played peacemaker, strumming his guitar on the patio, while Mason vented. "She thinks I'm milking it." Leo's strum faltered. "She's stressed, man. Cut her some slack." But the rift was growing. The docuseries gig imploded when Carla demanded a full re-edit days before the deadline, threatening to pull the contract. I was up till 3 a.m., Priya pulling all-nighters to save it. But I was unraveling, snapping at her for a synced audio glitch. Sorry, I mumbled, but her tight nod said I'd pushed too far. Sophia started dodging our coffee runs, citing shoots with Leo, or packed weeks. I thought she was over my rants, but she was brewing something bigger. Tara, though, lit the fuse. She'd been texting Mason daily, and one night she cornered me in the kitchen. "He's killing himself to get better, and you're whining I heard you at Sophia's spatula pension." "Real nice." I snapped, "Try cutting 12-hour days while your life tanks." Her glare screamed, "You're the villain." The climax hit, mid-edit. A bride raged over her recap's font for 20 minutes when Leo swung by without Sophia awed for our usual vinyl nights. Mason spilled it later, voice like a taut wire. Leo had come to jam, but it was a cover. After some Lakers talk, he dropped the bomb. Every rant I'd fed Sophia, every slack jab, even reels about carrying a washed-up chef had circled back. Sophia had spilled to Leo, who'd told Tara, and they'd staged an intervention. "She's trashing you, man," Leo said. "Tara's livid, says Quinn thinks you're faking." Mason's face hardened. "She's been my rock, but this... it's a gut punch." When I dragged home, Mason was at the kitchen island, lit by a dim bulb, not sprawled on his couch stage. "Were you ever going to give me the raw cut of how you feel?" he asked, voice sharp. My stomach dropped. He slid his phone over screenshots from Sophia forwarded by Tara Reels, like solo act in this kitchen, and some chefs love a pity platter. Out of context, they looked brutal, but they were my darkest frames spilled when Bills buried me and Mason wallowed. "I've been torching myself to get back," he said, jaw-tight, pain flaring as he shifted. "PT's hell, and you've been..." His eyes screamed betrayal. I lunged to fix it, reaching to steady him. "Don't," he snapped, flinching. "Not after your unscripted truth," I pleaded. Mason, "Everyone vents. This has been a dumpster fire." He locked eyes cold as the Pacific. For both, I lost my kitchen. Some days I can't stand without tears. Docs say I might never plate again. And my wife's calling me a burnout to Sophia, your crew, Tara. I never said burnout. I sobbed. I was scared, maxed out. He cut me off, so that green light's trashing me. Turning my pain into a gag reel. Telling our squad. "I'm a slacker while I fight to move," Tara's voice echoed. She called me out and now it clicked. "If you'd let me, let you," what he shot back. "Explain how you told Sophia I was milking it. How you griped on Slack about feeding a has-been, that reel about my pity platter." Each hit was a jump scare. Tara had ratted to Leo, who'd fed it to Mason. The crew was in on it. "Fine," I yelled, tears turning to fury. "Yes, I'm done. This isn't the script I signed for. I'm drowning, cutting garbage gigs, coming home to debt, and a husband who... Who what?" His voice dropped final. "Who got crushed feeding us, who drags through hell to heal, who can't trust his co-star." I blew it catastrophically. "Maybe we should just cancel the show," I screamed, slamming my stool. I expected a plea. Instead, he nodded, chillingly slow. "Maybe we should." My chest seized. "Mason, wait." I softened. "I didn't mean you did," he said, flat as a cold skillet. "Every frame, every jab to Sophia, your crew, Tara. It's live now. I tried charm, babe. We're overcooked." "I'll tweak it. I'll shut up," he laughed hollow. "What whisper the shade post about my dead weight later?" "Not fair," I wailed. "I've propped you up?" Propped, his eyes flared. "Helping me hobble while joking, I'm pathetic. Dosing my meds while calling me a hack." He stood gritting through pain and waved me off. Don't bother. I'd hate to drag your runtime, Tara burst in, eyes blazing. You're unbelievable, Quinn. He's fighting and you're roasting him. Leo trailed sheepish. I didn't mean to stir it, man. Mason's glare silenced them. Enough. I'm done. That was 6 months ago. The next day, while I was cutting a gig, Mason bolted to Tara's in Anaheim, leaving his key and a note lawyer's plating up. I tried every fix, calls he blocked emails, begging for a sequel reels, with sad acoustic covers. Dead air. Sophia ghosted me, Leo stopped texting, and Tara called me toxic to anyone who'd listen. The docuseries launched to decent buzz, but Carla's praise felt hollow. Priya noticed my shift. You're quieter, she said over coffee, like you're carrying something heavy. I was guilt-lost, the weight of my own words. Mason's recovering per Tara's updates via Leo. He's walking better, training new chefs since he can't sling pans. He's dating a PT nurse who gets him. Me, I'm cutting wedding recaps labeled the toxic ex. Dating apps are a bust, guys, hear my saga and swipe left. Even buskers ghost me like you're couch surfing, but I'm the reject. I've got gigs, damn it. I wasn't perfect. I vented too loud, crumbled under a crashed timeline. I synced Mason's recovery, chased deadlines, scripted our survival. Nobody logs that just the wife who roasted her wounded chef. Was I off script? Hell yeah, but who wouldn't crack watching their blockbuster fade therapy with Dr. Voss in Irvine is helping me see it. I wasn't just venting, I was deflecting, using snark to mask fear. I volunteer now teaching video skills at a youth center, and it grounds me. Sophia's still distant, but Leo sent a hope you're okay text. Progress, maybe. Quinn and Mason's story is a gut check for anyone who's let words become weapons. In a world of likes and reels, it's easy to turn pain into content to vent without seeing the fallout. I thought Mason's love was bulletproof, but even the strongest hearts break when you cut them down frame by frame. The lesson words are knives, wield them with care, or you'll carve your own ending. Trust your raw cut to the wrong crowd, and they'll play it back when it hurts most. Are you venting or wounding? Are you trusting the right people with your unfiltered truth? Don't wait until the credits roll to see what you could have saved.